Yeah.
Let's move into something a little more cheerful, maybe. Something
I'm
kind of
sorry,
creative.
doing that thing. We're never going to get a Microsoft sponsorship.
No. It's important to address stuff like this. But we're going to move on because we got a question from Jason Michelucci. He actually had a couple of questions for us. This one's always fun. He wants to know if you could create your own dream game, some new original IP. What kind of game would you make? What would you incorporate into it? Karkamo, you're kind of the silent partner today, so we're going to let you start. If you could have a dream game other than the VR pornography we already discussed, what would your dream game be, Karkamo?
It has to be a new IP, or it could be like a mashup of things.
You know, it could be a mashup of different gameplay elements and stuff like that, but it would have to be a new IP. You can't just say a new Castlevania or something like that.
God damn it.
That's too easy. Anyway.
Yeah.
He wants a new Custer's Revenge.
Okay, you know,
He sure does.
I would like, and it's gonna sound weird because I'm a pro wrestler, and like pro wrestling games are not my bread and butter, but I would like a pro wrestling games that you could have like ridiculous moves like WrestleMania from I think it was 1996, the arcade game, or to say something more modern, the WWE Superstars. It's Superstars, right? Yeah, the one where okay.
Yeah.
So something like that, but kind of with Mortal Kombat things where you could like pile drive a guy and his head would explode with fatalities and stuff like that. And
that would be cool.
Yeah, and I would combine that with, for me, one of the best pro wrestling games. It's WWF SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, where you could I don't know if you guys played it, but you could go outside the Madison Square Garden, and you could climb up the building and then jump right up the building and you would never die. There was even a shopper you could drive.
Oh, just like the Big Show.
Yeah, you would drive a motorcycle. It was really ridiculous and it was arcadish fun. So I would do something like that, pro wrestling
really
games
cool.
combined with fatalities and some different sort of shit, something like that.
That would be rad. I could definitely see that, an ultra violent fucking wrestling game where you could saw each other in half.
A 360 pile driver.
CCW, the video game.
Yes, 360 pile driver onto off of the pit from Mortal Kombat.
Off of the Staples Center.
Just off of the Staples Center.
That's
Yes.
what I'm talking about.
All right, Karkmo, that's fucking fantastic answer. I want to play that game actually.
Off of the
Yeah, me
CN
too.
Tower.
Johnny, with all your decades upon decades of,
Oh, gosh.
of gaming,
Well, it's
Working
funny
and
that
stiff over in the corner.
Yeah, it's funny you say all the decades of gaming. I would want something very, very radically new, something VR, something like a dungeon exploring type of game, with hentai elements. No, I'm just kidding.
okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to put that qualifier on it. You don't have to kid about
A
that.
lot of
Not on
tentacles.
this show.
But quite honestly, like a dungeon exploring game in VR, where you're really and a Japanese one too. Not I could stand an American one, but imagine a really good Shining in the Darkness would be really good. Something like that with
that would be
character
dope.
designs like that. Oh, it'd be wonderful. Yeah, something like that. That'd be cool as motherfucker. And imagine you could do co-op with your friends. Holy
yeah.
Awesome.
So
That's
would
right.
you kind of like a VR experience then, but it's like you're put into kind of like an 8 or 16-bit environment instead of something ultra realistic?
Well, you know what I mean. You could almost do, a retro style look, but that is modern. You know what I mean? I'm not the artist to do that. There's way better people who work in the industry who could figure that out for me. But just in dreaming wise, it would be. But Yelkus, what's really funny is what I just described is double fucking dungeons.
Yes.
VR.
Yes.
That's right here in the comment section, actually.
While you were
Somebody
saying
just
that,
said
it's you know what else you could do? What else you could do is you could release it solely in the Korean language. That way you offend the largest group of people possible with its release.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, yeah, exactly. But Jim, we could have Dragon Knights in VR.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Never played
Old
King's
Dragon Knight.
Field?
Oh yeah,
Kingsfield.
Kingsfield.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when you were talking about that, I don't know why I thought of Kingsfield. I love that game.
Kingsfield,
The original PlayStation.
Wasn't that a precursor to like Dark Souls and all that?
Yes, yes. It was technically the first Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
But I could definitely see that was an awesome like VR throwback to the classic dungeon crawlers would be cool. Andrew, you got it. What do you got for us?
Okay. Well, if I could make any game, I would make okay. Let me think. One of my favorite games from the last generation, I know Johnny likes this game too, is Lost Odyssey. I love that game so much. It's such a great game. It's such a great game. I would love to have a real, like, crazy fantasy, over-the-top, turn-based fighting RPG for a console that, like, just kind of threw it all back to, like, that old, I don't know, like Final Fantasy III or like Chrono Trigger type feel. I don't know if I do graphics like that. Like, it would be cool. That's why I brought up Lost Odyssey. I think it'd be cool to do like new graphics, like, you know, totally 3D, crazy graphics, but like a turn-based. Because we don't get games like that. I mean, we do on handhelds, but we don't get them on consoles anymore. You know,
not
like
quite
they
the
don't
same
make,
way, not in the same classic way. Yeah.
No, not in that way. That would be and like the lead character would be me, of course.
Right. Well,
I would want to be the lead character. If it was my game, honestly, I would want to be the lead character. I would want to look at that character and be like, man, I look so badass. Like
the entire game would just be filled with bearded men roaming the fucking battle.
No, the rest of the characters are females, of course.
So it's just you running around beating the shit out of a bunch of women?
No, like, all that aside, but I just want a really, really grand...
That'd be great. You should pull your hammer out of your beard.
Yes. All your weaponry is in your beard.
We could do
And
that.
your sustenance, like a cheese sandwich and potion is in there too.
Yes. Everything your beard
like,
is your own satchel.
Anything like that, though. Like, I just want a big, grand, turn-based RPG, like, because we just don't get them on systems anymore. It kind of, I mean, like I said, on handhelds, but...
You play Xenoblade Chronicles X?
No, and that's, like, high on my list. I want to. It looks really awesome.
but no, the only reason why I'm bringing it up is it's gotten so complicated. You know, like, I almost like a little bit more of the simplicity of older games. Like Xenoblade Chronicles is like, it's fucking insanity.
It's like flying a jet.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Like all this information is being thrown at you. It's like Monster Hunter. If Monster Hunter got fucking caffeine injected right here, right into its vein.
Well, I mean, and that's why I said the game I would make would be more attuned to like the older RPGs, because like you were saying, I want it to be a little more simple, but still have like, I mean, I don't want it to be a cakewalk either. You know, I want it to be challenging, but not just like you were saying, like flying a jet. I can totally understand that. Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be that complicated. But I just want an RPG like that.
Well, Chaos, what game would you make then if the ball was in your court?
Really? I thought about what game that I could think of that's never been made. I wish there was a game just like Knack for the PS4, but a game that actually worked.
I'm not familiar with this game.
Yeah,
but
I never played Knack, so I don't know.
Launch games, I thought it was really cool. It has a really neat concept, and just, you know, I really enjoyed the look of it, and I played it, and the game's fucking hot garbage. So if they could get someone to take Knack and turn that into a game, that would be bitchin'.
Okay.
Because you can't say I'm rehashing an old idea because they never got the idea hashed in the first place.
Can you describe hot garbage, please?
Well, hot garbage might be different in Panama.
Panama.
You ever fell in the garbage on a real hot night, Harkemo?
Maybe.
It was just like that.
It was part of his act, is what it was.
Okay.
I've seen your physical comedy. I've seen the one off the basketball backboard. That was great. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Next time, fall into a pile of garbage, and
you can't walk right.
Well,
I know, but
what
you
we're
gave
talking
it
about,
for your
Johnny.
sport.
Well, next time, fall into some garbage, and it'll be a softer landing.
You're the
Yeah,
Arthur Ashe of professional wrestling.
Sounds like a good idea. I'll fall into some garbage next time.
Well, if I could, I would probably just take all of my 3 favorite genres of gaming, which are 2D fighters, 2D shoot 'em ups, and beat 'em ups, and I'd probably just kind of amalgamate that into one, where you could just make it the best possible beat 'em up, and then boss battles would be in the vein of like a Street Fighter 2, something to that effect. And then in between, kind of like one of those games on the Nintendo that kind of tried to mix genres, like Vice Project Doom or the Golgo 13 games, something like that, that kind of amalgamates beat 'em ups with fighting games, and then every once in a while you could have almost like a bullet hell shooter segment, something like that. That's what I would do, because that's kind of like my taste. I like to, I love pick up. I like RPGs as well, but for me it's more pick up and play games is what I like.
Time for RPGs.
Yeah, so something that you can pick up and play, and the gameplay
RPG machine
changes as you play through. That's something I would want. That would appeal to my taste.
I'm a single guy that's not married. I play a lot of fucking video games, so I'm just saying.